Haunted Hayride has new animatronics, surprisingly, from Tekky Toys. And I'm here, joined by Spooky Guy 445. He's playing Fortnite Battle Royale. You got the Fortnite Battle Pass. This lineup's like the Fortnite Battle Pass. We got Jayden The Haunter here, 2113. We got Ben Valinsky from Hauntastic.
I'm spending all my money on CDs.
He was previously in other videos, but now we got Jayden and Spooky Guy 445, who have made, or one of them has made videos on it. But yeah.
Parachutes. The cure thing.
Bro. Okay, so these props are kind of like, this was shocking to see, I'm not even gonna lie. I did not expect this from Haunted Hayride, I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of hard.
Haunted Hayride?
Yeah, Haunted Hayride. Premium animatronics from Tekky.
New company?
New company. Alright, first we're gonna go over, I'm just gonna go to like one of my favorite ones. We're gonna go to the clown. The clown, overall, just by design, looks freaking sick.
Cotton Candy Dan if he was good.
Exactly. Cotton Candy Dan if he like really looked good. Like, the problem with Dan is that his face looks so cheap. I think his gimmick and his scare is fine, but the face just looked whack. This guy actually has a really good looking sculpt. His design, his clothes look great. He's overall just looks awesome. He's got an eye on his ice cream. Like, that's
It's
sick.
one of two animatronics this year that we have the like stretchy mouth on, which is brand new.
Yeah, and there's another picture of him here that has the stretchy mouth from originally the Gordo kind of reskin thing that they did at Lowe's from Tekky the other couple of years ago. It just kind of it rose up and then like it would stretch out, so I'm assuming it's going to do that as it's like talking, so that's actually kind of cool. And you can kind of get a really up close picture of his face here. You see like the ice cream is melting on him. He has orange, kind of brown hair. But yeah, overall I really love the look of this clown. It says there's a whole list of like what the animations are for pretty much each one. It says the clown has a moving jaw, rotating ice cream eyeball, and that's all it says. Wasn't there a scare? Was it a jump scare or not?
No, we were predicting that it might. If it doesn't list it, then.
Alright, but for now, the moving jaw and the rotating ice cream eyeball is actually kind of cool. That's actually cool. Overall, he just looks great. I really love the look of this guy. Perfect ice cream clown.
Definitely a step up from their previous.
Yeah, because I think the last one was the ice cream clown from Party City also Tekky, or is that someone else?
Yeah, that was.
So, I mean, it's definitely an improvement from that. It's definitely better than Neon Ice Cream Clown. It's definitely better than, I would say, the Lowe's.
It's going neck and neck with that new Home Depot one. I still think that one's a little bit better, but it's very close.
Yeah, both in that Jack in the Box are probably my two favorite clowns of the year. The Lowe's one with the balloon dog isn't that bad. I think he's alright, but I think that's kind of like the battle between right now. But the next prop we're talking about, the Witch. This is a Harvester of Souls reskin, which is kind of crazy. We haven't seen this since Harvester of Souls debuted all the way back in 2020.
It has been 5 years.
It has been 5 years, and now this time it is a witch with a boy, and she like leans in now to like suck the soul.
Give me a little kiss.
And then also she has like a book that she's holding, and then she moves her arm, and then it does the soul sucking. Overall, this one is definitely also one of my favorites. It's either my first or second favorite. I think this one, the Harvester of Souls gimmick, was always just really cool. I think it was like one of the best things that Tekky did. I think it's just super the see, like, you know, the fall getting literally sucked out of someone's soul. It's really cool. And this time it is with a witch. The only thing is that the clothes are kind of, it's kind of mid, kind of cheap. It reminds me of Reaper Singer, but I mean, with a little bit like work.
Some work.
It just needs a little bit of work. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's just kind of mid. And then like the kit itself looks a lot better than I would say the Harvester of Souls girl
And what
did.
Jayden pointed out about this one is it actually has an IR sensor now.
Oh yeah. Fire sensor, and I actually do really like the witch's design. Someone said it looked very similar to like a Harry Potter witch. Actually, kind of true. And the boy kind of looks like Harry. That's kind of a strange reference. But overall, I think this is genuinely like a banger reskin in my opinion. It actually might be a little bit better in my opinion than Harvester of Souls, but I'm not really sure yet. I'll have to see both. Well, I've seen Harvester of Souls IRL. I want to see the witch IRL. But overall,
I think the one thing that this witch does better than Harvester is the height.
Yeah, the height.
7 feet tall plus. And Harvester only being like barely 6, I think this is definitely going to be a lot more of an imposing prop for a lot of people.
I'm assuming she starts off at 7 feet, and then when she leans down, she, you know, sucks the soul out, and that's when it's. But there's one little funny thing in the stock image. You can see like the guy's pants. You can see like the poles coming out of his shoes. I guess they just did a stock photo, like not great. And then you can see the face of the witch. She looks really cool, and she has like the fan inside of the mouth, like Harvester of Souls did.
It's because she has like this is one of her only blind props. Like
yeah.
Where the eyes, it just doesn't have eyes. It's pretty cool.
Literally has 0 eyes. That's kind of cool. And then next up, we got Lurching Possessed Woman.
Lurching Woman. Yeah, Lurching Woman.
This one is very interesting in a sense that her design just looks really cool as well. Her mouth expands open as I'm assuming it says lurching. I'm assuming it could be either a lunging monument reskin or the Big Lots Ghost reskin.
Yeah,
or
I think it's a Big Lots Ghost.
it could be, I'm not really sure what else it could be. It could have a different movement from that. I'm kind of confused by it because like it looks like it's a bit taller in one image and in the other one it's not. I kind of feel like she rises up a bit.
It's very similar. I think it'll be like the sorry. I feel like it'll be like the Tekky Howling Werewolf.
Or it might be kind of more like Dahlia a little bit, where it like kind of starts up down on the ground.
I mean the jaw. I'm talking
about the jaw. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a given.
So, if you don't mind that like plastic gap on the Howling Werewolf, you're not gonna mind it on her probably. But if it is an issue that you had with her, then I could see you having a problem.
I don't even really notice it that much because like the detail on like the nose kind of hides it a little bit because it's like already kind of starting to get like dark, or there's like a bunch of holes. It's kind of hard to see that, and like you can kind of position her hair to kind of block it out too. So I think it's not too big of an issue, but I really wonder like what or how the lurching is going to be. That's kind of my only question. I think overall her design looks pretty cool. I think she'll be actually pretty cool. She's definitely also one of the good ones so far. It says it's 33 inches by 43 inches by 70, so it's like 5'10", so that's pretty tall. Or it's basically 5'11". Pretty cool one. And then next we kind of got this pumpkin Groundbreaker, kind of like almost like Rattles, or even almost like the one from Home Depot this year, but a little bit different. He's actually a scare this time around, and he's like 7 feet wide. It says he is 87 inches by 69 by 54. 7 feet wide. That is going to be kind of crazy. And he is a scare, as it says on the description. It says it's called Ground Jack.
Yeah, Groundbreaker Jack.
Groundbreaker Jack. It has lunging and moving jaw, so it's going to be moving forward, I'm assuming. And then the only thing with this one is like I really like the head of this. I like the design of the head. It's just his body kind of looks a bit too skinny. It looks a little bit kind of on the cheaper end. Like I said, the sculpt looks really good. It reminds me of the Pumpkin Dark that is unreleased, that should release. Overall, I think the issue here is just kind of the body. I still think he's going to be pretty cool. Pretty hyped to see this one. To see like, how his scare is and just how big he is in person. 7 feet wide is pretty ginormous. Last but very, very least, we have this Mausoleum with a skeleton that pops out. The door opens up and the skeleton comes out.
It kind of speaks for itself here.
The Mausoleum itself looks alright. It's just the skeleton kind of sucks. It doesn't look that great.
That kind of does.
Yeah, it just kind of, it looks very cheap. It's just like a Five Below skeleton. The Mausoleum itself is decent, though. It's not that bad. But if it had like a better prop in it, like imagine like Emmeline shooting out of it, that'd be way cooler. But no.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if you guys remember the like skeleton floating over the tombstone.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that from Party City. It's got that kind of
very
vibe.
like.
I would say at least the Mausoleum is kind of saving this. Like, I don't think it's entirely a bad option. It's just a skeleton. Yeah, and then there's also, the 3 flashbacks that we already know of: Convulsing Nurse, Korak Monster, and, Gravely Gruesome Granny. But I think there should be still more props coming on the way. I'm not entirely sure. There's got to be some new ones from SVI, maybe a couple more Tekky ones, but we already have a decent lineup here. Like, this is genuinely, unfortunately, I'm going to say this, it's better than Lowe's instantly already. I'm not going to lie. It's better than Lowe's.
It grilled Lowe's a little bit here.
It grilled Lowe's instantly. And then...
Yeah, which is crazy. I wasn't expecting Hill Farm to pull number 2 so far this year.
Yeah, Hill Farm is basically number 2 behind Depot. Halloween costumes, they're kind of, they're definitely below this. It's not up there at all, but...
not yet, at least. We can see what else they have.
They're definitely, honestly, even HT is probably a little bit better than Lowe's, but, like, it's not really saying that much. They're definitely improving, but Haunted Hill Farm, the only problem with them is that their pricing is a little bit, But so far, seeing these new animatronics from Tekky, these are new Tekky ones. I don't think they've done that before, like, have their own original Tekky props. This is the first time.
Yeah, finally, yeah. And honestly, I prefer it a lot over... I do appreciate the flashbacks, but this stuff...
Yeah, because the past couple of years, they've been doing flashbacks. Like, last year they had, like... I completely forgot them doing Rosemary again. They had Damien, they had Howler. But most of the time they've been doing remakes. I mean, it's still good to see remakes. Like, Korak is definitely a good remake, in my opinion. Just overpriced. Convulsing Nurse is also a great remake. Everyone, a lot of people want to see that. It's just the new props here. Like, I'm really genuinely hyped to see the Clown. I really like the Witch a lot, too. I'm hyped to see the Possessed, kind of Lurching Woman, and the Pumpkin. Those 4 are genuinely, like, really, really good for Haunted Hill Farm's lineup, and just overall for the year. Because not much retail props have been that great this year so far. You have Spirit left, and then there's, like, Costco and, like, Sam's Club and Menards, and that's kind of it. Everyone else is kind of just, like...
Yeah, it's almost done. Like, we're almost done with leaks, and...
That's kind of crazy, but...
It's not even April yet.
I'm glad to see Haunted Hill Farm is actually like locking in. So these props are honestly really good. Bro, Haunted Hill Farm, it's kind of a banger. But yeah.
Heat.
Was that Jayden?
Definitely a surprise.
Who was that? Who just said heat a billion times?
Jayden.
Bro, you just came back at the last second. It's over. The video's over. Mason has to go to work.
Heat.